Senhoras e senhores, queiram por favor levantar-se para escutar o hino nacional da Alemanha. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for national anthem of Germany. Senhoras e senhores, vamos ao final de Portugal.
So it is a lovely Thursday evening here in the shadows of the Leiria Castle here in Leiria, Spain. Excuse me, Portugal, I beg your pardon. We are here at the Municipal Stadium of Leiria for the first ever meeting between Germany and Portugal's women's U23 teams. And we're just moments away from the kickoff here in Portugal. Hello everyone, I'm Kai Dombach, and welcome to a very nice evening here on the Iberian Peninsula as the referees get ready to go into their positions. Just had the coin toss, and both teams' national anthems were played. Germany's ready to go, Portugal's ready to go. Die Mannschaft against a Seleção Fußball against Futebol here on Thursday night football. As you see the starting lineup for Germany, Alemannia, as it's known in Portuguese. So Bogrefo starting in goal for the Germans, Gloning in front of her, as well as the two twins in Assegoes. And the captain Vanessa Diem, as well as Veit and Piljic Mühlhaus, who's had a lot of work done. Had 3 goals last month for Germany. And next to her, Alba and Benda and Boboy. And that is your starting 11 for the German national team, coming out in all white. Now, as for the Portuguese, Poltra starting in goal. And in front of her, everybody wearing the colors of the Portuguese flag, red and green. In front of Poltra will be Coeira and Rodriguez. Area Santos, Kaminska, Soba, Almeida, Mariano, Ritacuja, Martins, and Ferreira up top for Portugal. And our referees for today, Catarina Campos, and Campos will be helped by Dulce Soares and Sara Gaspar. About 15 degrees here in Leiria, and Campos puts the whistle to her lips, and we are off and running here in Portugal. The first time the U23 sides for these two countries are meeting. And Portugal gets an early turnover, trying to apply some pressure, but, well, off target's a little too fast for her teammates. Germany has had quite a lot more success than Portugal as of late. So far in the very early stages of this 25-26 season, Germany has been undefeated. In fact, they haven't allowed a single goal, outscoring England and Sweden back in October by a combined 9-0. Mulhouse contributing 2 goals in the 5-0 win over England, both coming from the penalty spots, and then contributing another early on against Sweden in the 30th minute. In fact, all 3 of her goals back in October were within the opening 31 minutes of play. Now, Portugal, they have had quite the opposite level of success. They haven't won at all in 2025. In fact, their last win was almost 365 days ago, coming on December 2nd, 2024 against the Czech Republic when they won 2-0. But head coach Ricardo Tavares elected to go with a more veteran lineup, selecting mostly players. Oh, and that goes in! Just right over the top of Potra's hand. And she was not ready for that rocket. No one was ready for that. Just a bullet. And its final destination was always going to be in the back of the net, as Mulhouse got things started and finished off by Pilic, getting her first ever goal in the DFB jersey. Just a slammer with the left foot. And Mulhouse showing that she can contribute even when she's not shooting the ball. She's had quite a lot of success whenever the ball is near her this year. In 11 goals for Werder Bremen, she scored 7 times, but also contributed 3 assists. She got another one right there as Portugal tries to get a response near the corner flag, and the pass is cut out by Germany. No danger. So a very quick start here for Germany. And Portugal is down very early here at home. Excellent start for the visitors, and not a great look for the Seleção. So now Portugal is trying to slow the game down, but Germany is just one step ahead. Having a very easy time reading this game, figuring out this Portuguese team. The ball goes all the way back to Bogrefa. Now Diem, bringing it forward on the right, coming over from Hoffenheim. And Mulhouse, her pass was a little bit too far, but the deflection will keep Germany moving ahead. Near the 18, now inside the 18, and the attempt was well off target. Not a bad idea there from Laureen Benda, the 20-year-old from Bayer Leverkusen. But just excellent work on defense from Aleia Correa, the 22-year-old from Braga, playing in her 45th match for the Portuguese youth national team system. You know, this may be the U23s right here, but remember, World Cup qualifying for the 2027 Women's World Cup is coming up very soon. In fact, it's only just about 4 months away as the teams from UEFA will begin their qualification in March. Germany and Portugal certainly going to be involved, trying to stamp their ticket to Brazil in 2027. Germany will be playing against Norway, Austria, and Slovenia in Group A4, and Portugal will be playing against Finland, Slovakia, and Latvia in Group B3. So Milhouse not quite on target, but somehow snuck through, and Germany keeping possession. So even when they should be giving the ball away, the ball just likes to work its way towards Germany's advantage. Didn't work out that time, though, as Campos whistles the play dead for a foul. There are a couple of changes for Portugal before this first match, one of two for both of these teams here over the next few days. So Tomas coming in for Ventura and Gago coming in for Dantas. Both Gago and Dantas playing for Vitória SC. So that forced Ricardo Tavares to think on his feet a little bit when setting the starting lineup. And even for today, there was actually some speculation that Ines Meninas would be coming on as the captain for Portugal, but that turned out to not be the case. And Germany on the front foot once more, trying to find some space near the 18, now near the end line. Two quick moves, and the pass in front was looking for Milhouse, but not quite there. And Portugal tries to move forward, but Germany comes right back and is pushed off the ball. And Campos saw that the whole way. So Irina Soba hitting the deck, and quite hard after the great run, especially to get around Gloning right there. But Pilic just slamming right into Soba. Trying to send a message to the midfielder. And Dean forced to just get a quick kick out of bounds, but Portugal into the attacking third on the far side near the corner flag. Looking for some help here on this throw and taking all the time in the world. Germany wondering where the whistle's coming, and it does not come. Portugal still on the move. Players down near the corner flag. They're still fighting for possession, and it's finally forced out by Asicos. And now that will allow Campos to check on the injured Portuguese player. So Rito Kuha comes up off the ground slightly. As you see Ricardo Tavares, a UEFA A-level coach, has a very interesting post on his profile on LinkedIn. He's actually said that he's developing a training method called Widen Your Game, trying to develop quickness in thinking under pressure, his words. As we get a look at Michael Urbanski, the head coach of the German U23 side, was the U19 coach before this season. In fact, he even had a contract extension, but was brought up to the U23 team. Whole lot of success for him in the first 2 games, and in the early stages of game number 3 this season. 10 straight goals for Germany, going from their first 2 games into today. And a whistle and a foul and a free kick for Germany in a very favorable position. Oh boy, got knocked down from behind about 10 yards outside the box. And so Potra will tell everybody what she wants in the wall. Slightly disjointed at the moment, but just wants exactly what she needs as she stands just in front of goal. So Mulhouse on the ball, ready to strike, trying to fire it over the 3-person wall, and does, and it's knocked off the bar and stays in bounds. Germany maintaining possession. Well, that nearly got past Potra once more, but the bar helped her out there. But Mulhouse looking for some more music in front of goal, as is everyone else in white. Another chance to strike, and that got past Potra, but missed the nets. So Germany coming at Potra early and often as Elida Astikers gets involved. The 21-year-old playing for Eintracht Frankfurt had a pretty decent effort, just needed to go a little bit more on target. Just like this from Mulhouse. A very shaky save from Potra, and she's down on the ground in front of goal. Might have gotten shaken up after just keeping Mulhouse's attempt out of goal. As you saw her coming down, she slammed into the left upright. And she's still down. She still needs help from the trainer. Finally gets back up to her feet. A very good sight to see. But Potra has been tested quite often in these opening minutes. And if you know Germany, they are not going to let up no matter what. As Potra still stretching out. What happened right there as she clanged right into the post. She came down from the save. So Germany back with the ball, back with possession. Delara Astikers having to push it back. Yes, there are 2 players for Germany with the last name Astikers. And matter of fact, they are actually twins. Eleda wearing number 8, the center midfielder, and the defender, the center back, Delara. And they're both playing for Eintracht Frankfurt as well as the German team. So double trouble coming from Germany. That's sent over to Alba near the corner flag. Into the 15th minute. She loves to work along the end line. Loves to make them miss. And the cross in front doesn't get the deflection she wanted. But a whole lot of action for the Germans on offense. Even if they can't turn a shot on goal, they just love to bring that pressure. As that pass just got past Glonig. And that will be a Portuguese throw-in. And more importantly for them, a chance to breathe. I mean, almost anywhere they go, anywhere the ball goes, there's a woman in white. As you see that cross one more time, she was looking for Loreen Benda and did find her, just didn't turn it quite on target as Areas Santos was right there, applying the pressure, not letting Benda have an easy time in front of net. Taken away by Germany as we've got an interesting bird sound near the camera. Not sure what that's about. Now Portugal with a chance. Still with it into the 18. And knocked away by Asakuz. Just extra hustle as well from Germany. As Boboy came from almost the midfield line to get that ball and maintain possession going all the way back, and now back into the attacking half. Asagus will just let it roll out. Will stay with the visitors. Looking to double their lead here in the 18th minute as Benda gets around her defender, sends it over into the 18, and the attempt is just brought down by Potra. Was very fortunate that attempt went right at her. She was already going to ground as Alba tried an attempt. Scored 6 goals for Hoffenheim before moving to Chelsea. And Germany will send it out near the Portuguese bench and tell them to try it again. Portugal keeping the pressure up here on this possession, getting another throw in, this time in front of the German bench inside the attacking half. Soba managed to lift it into the penalty area, but nobody home. And Bogrefa just blasts it away. So that will allow Portugal to try to set up an attack. Trying to get around this German press. 4 at the back for Germany. Now everybody moving up for Portugal. Long-range efforts, no chance of going on target. And cleared by Asaguz. And Portugal will have to regroup inside their defensive half. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, that the stadium might be looking a little bit familiar. Well, if you're watching the men's game, if you were watching the men's game about 21 years ago, you would be right. This stadium was used for a couple of matches for the men's Euro 2004 when it was held here in Portugal. All the way back when we really got to see Cristiano Ronaldo for the first time on the international stage, as Portugal tries to go, but a decent tackle, but whistled by Campos, and that will be a free kick for Portugal. Will look decent from up here, but Campos has the power of the whistle. It's a little bit too much from Elida Asigas. So Rita Kuha on the ball, as is Mariano. And Bogrefa might be tested for the first time here in the 21st minutes. So 2 on the ball for Portugal, trying to lift it over the wall and into the 18. And Germany having trouble getting it cleared, and Portugal makes them pay. First time that Germany has allowed a goal this season, and Portugal celebrates here at home. Some difficulty for Germany at the back. Just slipped past everybody, and Bogrefa just couldn't get her foot on it and turn it away, as that ball fell perfectly right in front of Kaminska. And Portugal brings things level at 1 goal apiece. So Daria Kaminska ties things up here in the first half. Germany was running wild and free for the first 20 minutes, but Portugal has found a response. Now Germany will have to regroup and rethink about what they want to do. And a good dribble, and picked up by Mühlhaus, and Germany will try to get back on top as they move things forward on the far side this time. Now back near midfield. Lifted to the top of the 18, and the rocket is stopped. Poltra tells the shot to go by the wayside, as Larissa Mühlhaus had a great right-footed attempt turned aside. So Germany wasting no time, getting back on the front foot and putting their foot on the gas pedal. So Larissa Mühlhaus, the 22-year-old from Werder Bremen, will set up for the corner. 6 players for Portugal inside the 6-yard box. And no danger there as the corner kick went out of bounds. The sole mistake for Mühlhaus so far today is get to take another look at Potra's lovely save. You know, these games here, it's not just about the scoreboard. You know, these coaches are also looking at who can make things work, as that's a bad giveaway from Bogrefa and turn into the back of the net. An unreal decision from the German keeper, and that gives Portugal the lead. A massive giveaway, an uncharacteristic error from Bogrefa, as she kept it along the ground and just gave it right to Mariano. And she had the entire goal to shoot at. and just easily put it into the back of the net. Just looked up, realized that Bolgrefa was way offline and far out of goal. Didn't need to put a lot of power on it, just needed to put it on target, and Portugal is in front. And an absolutely incredible turn of events here. But Germany not going away as the ball goes out for a corner, this time on the far side. Mara Alba getting involved. Alba playing in her 46th youth national team match here today as Mulhouse gets ready and knocks it, tries to find a player on the far post and does in Laureen Benda, but her header was not quite what she wanted, and that gives Portugal the ball back. And some good work there from Germany. They're getting their crosses, they're getting their chances, but just a couple of dreadful mistakes, and Portugal has pounced on them, and that's been the main difference. Sometimes in this game, all you have to do is just stick around. If you can control the tempo, if you can stop the bleeding, you can make something happen. And Portugal has certainly made a lot of noise here in the first half. And Bolgrefa a lot more careful on that pass this time. Back to the German keeper and sent over to Diem. Bolgrefa finds Germany's number 4, and Mulhouse had to run all the way back to help out Bolgrefa. And the pressure from Portugal really starting to get to these Germans. And the turn and go from Benda. And stolen away by Portugal for the moment in the center circle. But nobody able to turn things into an opportunity. Now near the corner flag. Germany brings the pressure and they win the throw-in. Force Correa into an uncomfortable position there. Mulhouse starts limping a little bit as Boboy tries a pass near the top of the 18 and taken away by Portugal. The Portuguese defense really stepping up to the occasion, but a little bit too much work on defense there right in front of Campos. And Germany trying to move quickly. Boboy near the end line, gives it back. Too near the penalty spot for Germany. Now everybody moving back as the Portuguese defenders bring the line up forward. Keep things along the ground. Not going to work on the right side. Germany thinking about going from the left, now moving back to the right side. Dilara Alceguz. Alceguz got past one defender, can't get past two. But brought down by Benda. Benda needs some help. And the cross into the box, a little bit too far for an attempt there, but brought down and now into the penalty area. Two defenders in front of the German, and she just can't keep possession. Brought near the midfield line before the Germans grab the ball back. Deem brings it forward. Dilara Asakuz. Now Benda. Tries to go on the one-on-one. Wins the first battle. And the low cross is grabbed by Potra. And she falls onto it. No problems for the Portuguese keeper this time. As Maria Ferreira goes down to the ground and clutches her right ankle this time. The lone representative from Porto needing some help. Plenty of action here in this first half. As the German substitutes start to warm up. As Ferreira needs a little bit of help before she can get back to her feet, which allows the Portuguese players to get some water. It's not warm enough for a mandatory water break, but a water break will certainly be appreciated. So as soon as Ferreira will get back to her feet, she'll need to step off the pitch for a few moments. Look like it's just a stinger, but still certainly painful. But she just needs a few deep breaths and she'll be just fine. So Ricardo Tavares looking on. You know, if you're thinking, was he able to diagnose what the Germans were able to do so quickly? Well, here's the very incredible thing. He is quite the polyglot. Going back to his LinkedIn profile, he says he speaks 6 languages. Portuguese, obviously, English, Spanish, French, German, and Mandarin. So no matter what the Germans say, he can pick up on what they're going to do next. But a good interception. And that gives the ball back to Germany. 4 players from Portugal surrounding the German as she was trying to go to the halfway line. And the foul committed by Lara Martins there, as Gloning has to shake that off as she gets back to her feet. And Germany needs to get back into the right set of mind. I don't think too many people, even those wearing red and green, expected this scoreline. Certainly not something that Germany expected, having not allowed a goal in the first 2 games this season, but they're inside the penalty area, but Portugal clears the ball once more. And a whistle and a foul as the referee reaches into the pockets. Well, I don't see a card coming out, but I'm pretty sure that Elida Asakuz will be warned one last time before her name will be written down. So just a couple of errors committed by Germany, but Portugal pounced on both of them and managed to turn them into goals. And even though Germany has had the majority of possession in a dangerous area, just like this coming from Benda, just like that, when they have the chance, Portugal manages to sweep it away. And now here they go the other way. Just outside the penalty area, now looking for the cross into the box and knocked away by the women in whites. Ball goes behind the end line And that will be a goal kick for the visitors. So just over 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. And Portugal looking a heck of a lot better here at home as compared to the first 5 minutes when Germany just showed up and acted like they were in their own house. I mean, if things keep going like this, I think you could anticipate at least 1 or 2 players from this U23 side for Portugal to take part in the World Cup qualifying next year. But they have to keep things going here as Germany brings the pressure, looking for the equalizer as she's brought down from behind. An easy free kick call from Campos. A little bit too much work from Ferreira on Mulhouse. As Mulhouse gets back to her feet, one of the tallest players out here in Leiria. She caused all kinds of trouble for Poltra last time she lined up for a free kick. And Poltra actually needed some help after she smacked into the post off a difficult save. Doesn't have to worry about anything on this one as a foul will give the ball back to the Portuguese. So Delise Boboy talking to the referee and also talking to herself a little bit. She's been in the area as that's a great interception flying in. Alsikuz. Boboy has been there. She's certainly tried, just hasn't been able to turn her opportunities on target. So that's lifted into the box, but a little bit too high for Mulhouse. .38th minutes here in Leiria, Portugal. Lovely Thursday evening, especially if you're wearing red and green. Taking a 2-1 lead over the Germans. But the Germans are not letting Portugal have all the fun here as they get another free kick, this time on the far side, about 5 yards, 6 yards away from the box. Not letting Portugal have an easy time getting out from their defensive zone. So now Larissa Mulhouse will try a free kick from the other side. 3-player wall for Portugal, set up in front of Germany's number 10. Two options for Germany just outside the box. Everybody else ready to charge at Poltra. Mulhouse fires it over the wall and over the bar. Well, she had a lovely first free kick that gave Poltra all kinds of trouble and very nearly a second goal for Germany. But hasn't quite been the same since that first attempt, as Poltra fires it forward. And Germany manages to come down with possession after a little game of ping pong. Germany nearing the box. Now on the near side, Asaguz. Asaguz tries with the left foot and headed down by a Portuguese defender and sent into the Portuguese bench. And Germany will get a throw-in out of this. Asaguz giving it over to Deem. And gets taken down from behind. Free kick taken quickly by Germany. They don't want to waste any time. Mulhouse near the box. Finds Dilara Asaguz, and the cross is plucked out of the air. Poltra looking a lot more confident now here in the waning minutes of the first half. Stepped right in front of that cross. Knew that was much too high for Boboy. And Poltra looks like she's very well settled into this game. And Portugal will certainly need her to keep her confidence going. So it was just a little bit behind Boboy. Good idea, just not the right location, but Boboy is there now. Mulhouse gives it over to the left side, fired from outside. And stopped by Poltra. Went right at Portugal's number one. Didn't have a whole lot of power behind it either. Not quite the opener from Pilic. Not quite the same as the first goal back in the opening 2 minutes. You just love to recreate that magic, but sometimes if you have that one stroke of luck, you'll do anything to get it again and again. But sometimes you just get that one shining moment. Pushed down from behind. Committed by Benda will give Portugal the free kick near the halfway line. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. And the home side still in control. Another goal here would certainly give the Germans a heck of a lot to think about when they go to the locker room. It's still a very high octane opening 45 minutes. Pilic brings it forward. Now along the far side, Alba working against Rodriguez. Along the end line in front, and Boboy tried to push it on target. She was right there, just on the edge of the 6-yard box. But just couldn't get the chance she wanted. Tried to kick it on goal, but it turned out to look more like a karate kick than a football kick. Or if you're into Taekwondo, that's a side kick. Deem. Asaguz. Asaguz sends it over to Pilic. Germany looking for the equalizer here in the waning moments of the first half. At the top of the box now, Asaguz gets it back. Benda draws the defender closer. They chance, and that's stopped by the Portuguese keeper once more. Poltra defending the corner well. So Dilara's twin, Elida, getting involved there. Off the pass from Benda. Not a bad attempt there, but you'll have to do better than that to beat Portugal. As we hit the final 30 seconds of the first half. Osaguz thought about going for the long ball, elects to keep it along the ground. Benda tried to find Boboy, but instead Portugal found that ball. So 3 minutes of added time here in the first half. A very unexpected but very interesting scoreline here in the first half. I mean, even if Germany manages to find the ball and find the back of the net once more, you can bet that Michael Urbanski will not be a happy man when he goes into the locker rooms here. Certainly the worst half for Germany's U23s so far this season. And things will happen, though, in this game. You can't be perfect for the whole 90 minutes. You will make mistakes, and that's, I don't know if I would necessarily say allowed at this stage, but compared to if this happened at a World Cup for the entire world to see, certainly a lot more allowed, and, well, it will just lead to a discussion as compared to, headline news in the papers the following morning. That's why we play these games. Because you might be the best in practice, but when the real situations come up, what do? Do you take charge or do you run and hide? And in a game like football, there's nowhere to hide. So you've got to stand up and face whatever's in front of you, no matter what. And that's another turnover. Portugal trying to find goal number 3 in the final minute of the first half. Turned back by Germany temporarily, though. And picked up by the Seleção. 20 seconds left. Ball goes out of bounds for a German throw-in. Germany's still working quickly. Good to see that they keep the hustle up, even though they're down. One last chance perhaps for the Germans as the 3 minutes of added time are up, and Campos won't allow a second more. This U23 women's sides is back underway. Second half, here we go. Portugal to get things started here in the second 45 minutes. Pilic got things started back in the second minute with a rocket from the top of the box to get the scoring started. But then Germany just lapsed in concentration twice in between minutes 20 and 25 off the one big free kick that Portugal had just outside the box, into the box it went. Germany didn't know where the ball was, but Kaminska did and knocked it past Bolgrefa for goal number 1. And speaking of Bolgrefa, she gave the ball away as she was way outside of goal. And that was knocked in with ease from Mariano just a few minutes after the goal off the free kick for Portugal. And that is where we stand, 2-1. Portugal in the lead. Seleção beating Die Mannschaft right now. But if we saw anything in the first half, it's Germany really knows how to take control of the game, control the possession, and dictate the tempo. If they can find that firepower that they had in the opening minutes back in the first half, if they can find that again here in half number 2, that will make things very, very interesting. So free kick for Portugal just outside the center circle in the attacking half. Sending everybody ahead as Rita Kuna sends it into the box. Headed out by Germany. And Boboy manages to keep things going for the Germans. But the touch a little bit too far in front from Pilic. So Germany will have to try again. So the midfield trying to spread the field around as Boboy manages to get past the defense temporarily. Tries to cut back towards the inside and just ran out of time, allowing the Portuguese defense to clamp down. So if you're Germany, you just need to realize that your next move matters more than your last mistake. And they certainly lived up to that motto for the last 20 minutes of the first half. Didn't allow Portugal to come anywhere close to a goal. You know, got in the right headspace, showed their confidence, showed that they're still one of the top teams in Europe. Remember, they were in the championship against Norway last year and just missed out. Not only that, Germany has quite a few players during this game and the upcoming game against France on Monday. They certainly have a little bit of silverware, including the defender Laura Gloning, who's a member of the 2022 U17 European Championship winning squad. There she is, getting things back underway as Portuguese player was down on the ground, and now down goes Fights. So plenty of accolades for this German team. But when the game is on, those awards might as well turn into dust because they don't matter when the game is on. Boboy draws the defenders, now sends it over, and the cross is picked out by the Portuguese defense. Looking for Benda, but Portugal steps in front once again. Fired into the box, looking for Boboy, not quite there. Brought down Alba, can't turn it towards the targets. And Portugal very content with playing a defensively minded game right now. Pilic unable to find a friend on the far side, but her teammates come up and get the ball back. Excellent awareness from everybody, even when they're off the ball there, as Mulhals keeps it along the ground for Benda. Knocked back. Lonin keeps it along the ground, and the low cross is cut out by the Portuguese defense yet again. Trying to go into the center circle, and now Martins with the speed, getting past the defense and gets clobbered. And that is a very easy yellow card. Shown aloft and shown to Asikuz. Man, Laura Martins was sprinting down the field. Had a lot of green grass right in front of her. Did get past Asikuz, I beg your pardon. As Vanessa Deem just came in and slammed right into her, turning a football match into a metal mosh pit. So 2 players on the ball for Portugal. 2-player wall for Germany. Easily over the wall and into Bogrepa's hands. Rolling it along the ground and giving away. Germany will take it back as everybody falls back for Portugal. Lifted forward. Not something that Germany really did much of in the first half, but could not find Loreen Benda. So Vanessa Deem with the yellow card. She'll have to be careful from here on out. Spun back near the center circle, now into the center circle. Deem keeps it along the ground. Germany trying to keep things going, moving forward. Keeping the game low. Fired in front. Boboy trying to find a player on the other side. And nearly got to Mara Alba. That could have spelled trouble if she had gotten a decent touch on that. Mulhouse getting dragged back, but manages to give it back to her teammates. And now Benda. Man, a lot of pressure coming from Portugal, but allowing Germany a chance here, but well off to the side. Couldn't get the curve back towards the far post, and that will be a goal kick for Portugal. So the Seleção leading Die Mannschaft 2-1. 2-1. 2-1, 2-1, no matter how you cut it. Portugal right now is number 1. But not if Germany has anything to say about it, as Gloning. A really good sprint cut out. And Germans go falling onto the pitch. And Campos comes in and cuts out the nonsense. As you see the attempt there one more time from Elida Asikuz. That right there, if Alba just had a better touch on that, if she had a little bit more confidence knowing that ball was going to come to her, she could have turned a shot on target. Now Mulhouse tries an attempt, and that is cleared off the line some way, somehow. But even if that did sneak past Pulcher, that would not have counted, as there was a foul by Germany in the box. Seeing yellow fights right there, and now Germany sending on plenty of substitutes. 3 for Germany here.
Entra com o número 15, number 15, Celina Ostmeier. A play alto number 10, sai jogadora número 10, Larissa Bulans.
So Fobian and Mickenhagen coming on for Germany. I'll get you the third substitute as soon as I can. We don't always get the substitutes up here in the press box, at least not immediately. But as soon as it comes, you will get it too. So Gloning comes off. And Mickenhagen takes her place. And Deem coming off as well. And Ostermeyer will come on in her place. And Mulhouse, her night is done, and Fabian will take her spots. So those are the three substitutes for Germany in the 57th minute. And now Portugal thinking about bringing on a substitute, at least one of their own here, as they get a corner kick here in the 58th. Four in the 6-yard box for Germany. This is where Germany has had some trouble defending those set pieces, but they do well this time, not allowing Portugal to even turn the ball around. And look at the goal. And this time, Germany just can't keep it in. Mickenhagen was the intended target there, and that will allow Portugal to bring on a substitute of their own.
Portugal substitution for Portugal. Second number 11, player out, number 11, Irina Soba.
So Soba comes off for Portugal. And Ferreira comes on, Ana Carolina Ferreira, to be exact. From Rio Ave, 20 years old. Playing in now her 29th appearance for the Youth Seleção. So now let's see what this new look German squad can do. Having to come from behind, something they're not used to doing at all. Mickenhagen keeps it along the ground. And Germany unable to move forward, and Portugal pounces on the ball. And nearly a breakaway opportunity for Portugal, but just a hair too far on the pass. Goes right to Bogrefa. And now Germany moving ahead in front of their own bench. Mickenhagen. And fired back into the center circle. Germany has to regroup. And a free kick for Germany, as Mara Alba got knocked down. She's been especially busy when she gets the ball in the box. We've seen that happen about 3-4 times now. But she hasn't really been needed as of late here in the second half. Something that Germany will have to change here in the last half hour, as Group A play continues. Germany scored 9 goals in the first 2 games. So scoring at a rate of almost at about a goal every 20 minutes. So if they kept up that rate, they would be at 3 goals at this point. Instead, we've had 3 goals in total, 2 for Portugal. So it looks like Loreen Benda is down on the ground, needs to tie her shoe. And she needs to do it quickly, as her team really needs her right now. And clipped hard right in front of Benda, as she was complaining that she needed to still tie her shoe as Osagers hit the deck. And that is a yellow card for Leticia Almeida. Just right there as the 2 number 8s clash. No chance for Almeida to get that ball. And Osagers wasn't even searching for contact, but the contact was searching for her, that's for sure. As the ball goes out a little bit too far for Delice Boboy, the 19-year-old for RB Leipzig. This is Boboy's 3rd game for the German U23 side. 29th overall. And she can score at a decent clip. She has 11 goals overall in her 29 games for the DFB youth system. So that's taken away. Boboy backs away, and Portugal takes it away. An off ball push in the back by Loreen Benda was not picked up there from Campos, taken away by Germany just outside the 18. And things starting to get a little bit chippy here in Portugal, as a flying tackle comes in from Loreen Benda near the end line. So you see this right here, Benda picking up the ball, recognizing she was about to lose it, and just went to ground against Correa. And now Germany going to send on a couple more substitutes. So it's Debel coming on. As is Steiner. So Steiner, another member of that 2022 U17 European Championship winning squad. And Zdebel coming on as well. And Boboy's day is done. Sent back to Bolgrefa. And picked up by the German defense. So Germany now trying to spread the field out as wide as they possibly can. Trying to keep the field narrow. Portugal. Mickenhagen tries a pass up top, but Portugal sniffs it out. Fired forward. Germany still fighting for the ball. And unable to get it as Ferreira picks it up. So now we're getting these substitutions for Germany. Steiner coming on for Boboy. And Pilic, who scored the opener, coming off for Zdebel. So 5 substitutions made for Germany. So we'll see how well they gel for the last 24 minutes. I mean, this is a sport that's really all about the communication and how well you work with one another. Remember, it's 11 against 11, not 1 against 11. Unless you're Michael Owen at the 1998 World Cup. But that was a 1 in a million opportunity right there. As a free kick is won by Portugal. Fired forward. And Portugal manages to come down with the ball. Spunning getting past 2 defenders. Now inching closer to the 18-yard box. Still fighting for possession. Rodriguez keeps it in. And fired along the ground and just right at fight. So Germany has, outside of those 2 big errors about 40 minutes ago in game time, Germany has looked pretty strong when they're on defense. But of course, every single play of every single minute counts. And those 2 mistakes are up there on the scoreboard for all to see. Last time that Germany's U23 side lost was against the USA on May 30th. And that was a 2-1 contest. So some eerie score lines, some eerie memories, perhaps a little deja vu for Germany. But Portugal can't think about that. They can't think about the ghosts, can't think about the bad memories that someone else has. They just need to keep playing their game for the next 20 minutes. It's been working so far. Mickenhagen left alone. Low cross is easily taken care of by Portugal. And ball just kept in there by Jelle. Some time on the far side now for Germany. And trying to go into the penalty area and just needed a slightly better touch. Germany's still on the move. Mickenhagen. Now forced to backtrack and sending it all the way back to the keeper, Bolgrefa. Portugal playing a bit more defensively, even more so than when the second half started. Everybody back for the red and green. But a little bit too much defense there from Portugal's number 6. Gives Germany a free kick. So Fabian ready to go. Taking over for Mulhouse, who gave Portugal all kinds of trouble back in the first half. But Mulhouse was kept quiet in the second half, fired on target and right at Portugal. Just right at her hands. Portugal probably didn't even need to move to stop that free kick. Just read the whole way to her. So Germany's going to need to play more aggressively. That's how they started the first half. That's how they started this contest. By playing aggressively, that's what gave Portugal fits. And Portugal looks like they're ready to send on a couple of substitutes as soon as Campos tells them that they can come on. So 2 substitutions coming on for Portugal. So Costa with a few fans here as she comes on. And Maria Ferreira will be done for the day. And Inês Silva comes on as well. So the 2 forwards up top who started off this game come off. So Martins comes off, as does Ferreira. And Costa and Silva take their place. So Inês playing in her 5th ever match for the red and green. Costa playing in her 24th game in Portugal's youth national team system. And Costa, certainly a big name here. A big decision coming from Tavares as Costa has really done a lot of work here in the early stages of this season for Benfica, scoring 5 times in 6 matches, including a couple of braces. Scoring 11 times while wearing the Seleção red and green, as we've got another shakeup. And Campos tells the trainers they need to come out quickly. Is Kaminska, who had the first goal for Portugal back in the first half, is shaking her legs after taking a knock right in front of the referee. That's not where she got hit, but she is certainly in some pain right now. And she's got a big ice pack on her forehead, also potentially her nose. And that was just incidental contact, but just judging from up here, it looks like a stinger to me. Fortunately, not a broken nose. That can certainly happen in this game, as if you remember the men's Euro from last year, Kylian Mbappe breaking his nose and then turning into Batman. It's just a quick little knock, and it looks like she'll be back out on the field in a moment. And another German substitute, looks like she's ready to come onto the pitch as soon as she can. So Burkholz The incoming substitute for Germany.
De play out number 8, sai jogador número 8, Inada Octos. Entra jogador número 11, play in number 11.
So Burkholtz coming on for Ossigurs. Burkholtz coming on for previously playing, excuse me, she's a member of SC Freiburg. As Elida Ossigurs heads off for the night. Burkholtz winning the second Bundesliga for women back in 2021 as the corner kick is turned but not on target. As Ossigurs, all she can do is watch as she takes the lonely stroll back to the bench. Portugal on the other side, though, bringing the speed and bringing the pressure, not quite enough to get past Bogrefa, though. So Germany really needs to apply some pressure of their own. Now into the 18, Mickenhagen left along the ground, and Portugal's defense stands up again. Ostermeier getting it back inside the center circle as the German team tries to creep forward a little bit further, looking to equalize this match here. Not a great clearance as the header missed the ball, but smacked a Portuguese player right in the mouth. Looked like Kaminska. Indeed, Kaminska, the initial goal scorer for Portugal, grabbed at her mouth right away. And that led to the whistle from Campos. And Portugal still up 2-1 with less than 11 minutes remaining. They can slowly start to taste the win, but Germany not going down without a fight, and another yellow card is shown. This time Ferreira coming out and guilty of the harsh foul, and the substitute goes into the book. Joining Almeida on the yellow piece of paper. She came in from behind, and you see that scissor. That is why she was called for the foul and why the yellow card was shown, as Dilara Ossigurs took a hard tumble onto the ground as that second leg came in and cut her down. Off the free kick, Portugal unable to clear, knocked around. Who's going to come down with it? And Portugal just gets it away from danger for the moment. Less than 10 minutes left here in Leiria. And fired in front and knocked away for the moment. Still picked up by Alba, who tries a shot. And Potra falls down with ball in hand as she starts to cramp up here in the final 10 minutes. So Campos comes over, checks to see if she needs a trainer, and she does. As you see from the tough angle, would have needed a miracle and a favor in order for that to get past the keeper. So Portugal also showing up on defense. A bit more defensively minded second half for these two teams, as the German head coach Michael Urbanski comes over to talk with one of the officials on the sideline. Frustration starting to boil over for the German team. It's not exactly the warmest night here in Portugal, but things certainly heating up out on the field. But Ricardo Tavares keeping it nice and cool as Poltra gets a little bit more help from the trainer. And all the substitutions for Portugal have been called back to the bench. Poltra's back on her feet, looks like she'll be okay. But they do have another substitute if needed. As Poltra puts boot to ball. That took about another 90 seconds off the clock. But we'll see if our head referee Campos will add that into the added time. We'll find out in less than 7 minutes. Fired forward and right at the keeper, having a little difficulty. Well, she made that look a lot more difficult than it needed to be. She could have just fallen on the ball. Instead, she elected to make things very interesting, but more nerve-wracking for Tavares. But Portugal is now just 6 minutes away from their first win here in 2025. And against the Germans, that would be a massive moment for Portugal if they can just hold on for another 6 minutes. But Germany still applying the pressure. Awkward cross into the box. No can do there for Germany. And Zdebel can't keep it in the field of play. Ball goes out for a Portuguese throw-in. So now a substitution coming up for Portugal. Not switching out the goalkeepers here, but two players coming on for Portugal. So Marta Gago coming on. And we got some pushing and shoving off to the side. So someone said something. So Tomás and Gago coming on for Portugal in the final 5 minutes. Tensions boiling over. I mean, Germany and Portugal, not necessarily the biggest rivals. But hey, what a better time to start than now. Picked up by Germany. Now Alba just keeps it in along the end line, but runs out of time. And Germany really pushing up the speed, trying to really bring the tempo up. Knowing that they just need one goal. They got it early, but that was all she wrote. And their goal scorer, Pilic, is unavailable now after she got subbed off for Zdebel. 3.5 minutes before second half stoppage time. I wouldn't anticipate too much of it. As another foul is called, the foul starting to pick up for both sides as Marie Steiner came in a little bit too harshly, a little bit too, excuse me, loudly on Ines Silva. Now Germany down to their final 3 minutes. Trying to salvage a point here on the road. But Portugal looking for their first win of the year. Just need to hold on for a little bit longer here. And they can celebrate in front of their family and friends. That will certainly help out a few of the players trying to make that World Cup qualifying squad as things get started for European teams in March. As everybody tries to book their ticket to Brazil in 2027. As there's a penalty for Portugal and a yellow card for Germany. Jella Fight was beaten and beaten badly and shoved her opponent right on the edge of the box. And Campos pointed right at the spot. And Portugal is now 11 meters away from taking down Germany. So you see Fight, she just kept her eyes on her opponent and knew that she was going to be beaten by Costa. And instead of trying to go at the ball or try to help out Bogrefa, she just smacked right into the player, and she delivers the goal to put Portugal up 3-1. Gianna Costa with the icing on the cake for Portugal. That's exactly why head coach Ricardo Tavares put her on. She absolutely loves to score goals. She scored 5 already for Benfica this season. And now she's scored 12 goals for Portugal's youth national teams in her career. And that will certainly draw some eyes from the senior Seleção. So the final minute of regular time is almost up, 10 seconds away from finding out how much time we'll have in added time. In Germany thought they could walk in here and grab 3 points, but Portugal has grabbed 3 goals and just moments away, 6 minutes away from getting win number 1 in 2025. But Germany has the corner kick on the far side. Not too many coming up for Germany, just 4 inside the penalty, 5 inside the penalty area. Didn't see one right along the end line, as that's not a great header from Mara Alba. But everybody in attack mode for Germany now, as we approach 5 minutes left. So into the 18 and fired towards target. And Potra was right there. No problems for Portugal's number 1. And anger turns to annoyance for Loreen Benda. As you see her left-footed shot, it was not a terrible effort, but Germany just keeps shooting right at Poltrod. here in this second half. Portugal really hasn't been forced to move to make any real dramatic saves, especially when compared to the first half. And ball under control from Portugal as Bergholz wanted a penalty as she felt that she was pushed from behind, but Campos was not interested there as Kaminska collided one more time there with Bergholz. But Campos said there was not enough for a foul or a penalty for Germany. So Germany now forced to really put pedal to the metal. A little bit too quickly this time. And Portugal keeps things going for Portugal. 3.5 minutes left and counting. Germany's midfielders trying to spread things out. Bergholz giving it over. Now back out. The long-range effort was telegraphed, really, as Portugal's defense was ready for it. And now Portugal don't really need to be in attack mode anymore, as there's another free kick now for the home side, and a yellow card is shown to Asicuz. So Dilara Asicuz, the 21-year-old from Eintracht Frankfurt, goes into Campos's book. Well, things looked so bright and promising for Germany in the opening minutes. Getting the initial goal from Pilic, who slammed it in from just outside the box. But Portugal knew where they were. They knew exactly what they needed to do. And Germany just could not recover from their mistakes. And now Portugal taking their time, waiting to restart the match. 4 players standing on the ball, but in no real hurry, no real rush. They can take their sweet, sweet time, as they have just 80 seconds separating them from sweet, sweet victory. So the injured player comes off. Gets some support from the audience. And now Germany has less than 60 seconds to find 2 goals. Otherwise, this long trip to Portugal will be a long trip to forget, and the plane ride back to Germany will be a very, very quiet one. Mickenhagen sends it back. And Germany really just needs to push forward now. No need to think about exactly how they want to do it. They just need to put the ball in front of goal and just fire on target some way, somehow. Well, that was the right idea. Just needed to bring it down. And the 6 minutes of added time are up. So this could very well be the last kick of the match. But the whistle is not in Campos's lips yet. As Portugal takes her time getting ready for this goal kick. Taking as much time off as she possibly can. Campos still not ending the game. Portugal just trying to push it as far away from their own goal as they can. And another foul committed by Portugal gives Germany another chance, but down by 2. Stoppage time already up. This is just a consolation goal if they can get one here, but Potra falls on the ball, and Campos tells her to get up and let's get going. So 6 minutes of stoppage time turns to 7. And Germany gets the ball back off the long clearance. Out of bounds, a Portuguese throw in, and Campos whistles play dead after Germany thought that they could get the throw in. Try to sneak one past Campos. Portugal waiting for that whistle. Germany just trying to find another chance. And that one goes begging. And that is it. Campos brings an end to proceedings, and Portugal thanks her for that as they are winners on the night, 3-1 over Germany in their first ever meeting at the women's U23 level. So a lot of frustration showing on Michael Urbanski's face as Ricardo Tavares' crew has done all they needed to do, and they are winners on the night, 3-1 over Germany. So a big result there for Portugal, getting their first victory of 2025. And they can certainly use that momentum when they go up against Norway in just a few days' time. And Germany will head back home to face France on Monday. But a great effort, a great night for the Seleção. A great night for football, not so much for football, as Portugal is victorious over Germany. So that will do it for us here in Portugal. A very lovely night here in Leiria, especially for those in green and red, as Portugal defeats Germany 3-1 here at the first ever women's U23 meeting between the two teams. Hope you had as much fun as we did bringing you today's contest. As you see the highlights, the 1 goal for Germany right there, and the 3 goals from Portugal upcoming. So Portugal will head home happy, and Germany has a lot to think about on the plane ride home. And until we meet again, my friends, as the great philosophers Bill and Ted once said, be excellent to each other. So long and goodbye from a cool and happy Leiria, Portugal.